What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and Bandai Namco just dropped the beginner's guide for Dragonball Sparking Zero. Now, this gives us a look at some new and returning features that will be added to this game, so let's break down the details. Now, the first thing they show here is the HUD, HUD, whatever you want to call it. The HUD of Dragonball Sparking Zero keeps the same essence of the Budokai series, as it should, giving us a comprehensive overview of each state during a fight. Now, if we take a look at this picture here, it gives us pretty much a full breakdown. The first thing that stands out to me is the hit count. I mean, let's be real. This is Dragon Ball. These guys hit each other about 147 times in 2.7 seconds, so I wonder how high we can get that hit counter before the combo actually breaks. Now, the next thing that stands out here is the skill count. Now, I was curious to know exactly what that 2 was for and how it would be utilized. We get a bit of information on that down here. So the skill count is used when you perform various moves such as transformation, fusion, and skills like super perception or revenge counter. It charges over time, as every time the blue bar is full, it adds 1 charge to the count. Now, again, that's used for transformations, fusions, and skills like super perception or revenge counter. So does everything cost 1 skill point, or will like a fusion possibly cost 3? I'm still not too sure on how that works, but I do know it does not charge up. Like, you can't stand back and charge this thing up. It charges over time. So of course you can evade your opponent if you're waiting to transform, so just let that bar build up, and if it does cost 1 skill point, then you go Super Saiyan. Maybe it costs another skill point to go Super Saiyan 2, or if you want to jump from base Goku to Super Saiyan 3, maybe you can use 3 skill points at the same time. I'm gonna need some more information on that because it is a bit muddy on how that works. The next thing we see here is the key gauge and the HP gauge. So we pretty much know how the key gauge works. That is one that you can stand back and charge up, but the HP gauge I think is going to be interesting, as it always is, because they did confirm that these characters are not going to be on the same playing field. If you use Mr. Satan and he's up against Vegeta, if we look here, we see the HP bar. So Vegeta has 3 right here, but there's a max of what looks like to be 7. So you could start the match and Vegeta could have all 7 if you're using the strongest Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super, but if you're using Mr. Satan, he may only have 1 or 2. So if that's your favorite character, good luck going up against a Vegeta, because you are going to have to be godlike to overcome that obstacle. Now in the middle, we see there is a timer. Hopefully we can turn that off, because I hate timers in all fighting games. Just make it infinite, especially if I need to run away to let this skill meter build up. Hey, I play dirty. If I need to do it, I'm gonna do it. And then we have the transformation icon here, which it just looks like a circle with some type of symbol in the middle. Let's see if they give us some information on that. Yes, so the transformation icon, this displays the amounts of available transformations for the character. It doesn't look like a number or anything in there, so maybe Vegeta just doesn't have any available at that moment. But I mean, Vegeta has what? Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2. Unfortunately, they never gave him a Super Saiyan 3, but hopefully in a what-if scenario, he can get that, so we're just going to count it. Super Saiyan 3. Hopefully we get Super Saiyan 4 on the base roster. It's not looking good, but I don't know. And then he has, of course, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, then Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Royal Blue, all of this crazy stuff. You even got Super Vegeta in there. So many transformations, but I think they will contain those by having them specific to whatever Vegeta you're using. So if you're using Dragon Ball Z Vegeta, of course, he can't do the super transformations, but he will have Super Vegeta, Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, and probably 6 other transformations I'm forgetting. I'm sure the fusions will be in there as well. But I'm hoping with the HP bar, because I like to use Yamcha, that Wolf Fang fist is usually deadly, so hopefully we can get like those item capsules and boost them up so he can get more health, so he can stand a better chance against the bigger characters. We'll see. All right, so we just went over all of that stuff in the HUD. So this is another thing that's very interesting. Much like Street Fighter 6 did, they did like the modern controls and the classic controls. I personally think the modern controls are kind of cheap, but you know what? There is a lot of accessibility benefits for people who can't press all of the buttons, so I get why they do it now. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will be doing the same thing. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero proposes 2 different types of controls. The first type is standard, and this is the recommended controls for the game. The second is classic, which enables you to use the similar controls to the previous Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi games. Now, I haven't taken a look at the controls here yet, but I do want to pull these up and get a closer look at them, so let's do that. All right, so let's start off by looking at the classic controls, because if you are a classic Tenkaichi player, then this is what you're going to be used to. I want to compare it to the standard controls, because personally, I'm not locked in. I'm willing to change, so let's see if it would be worth it. And I'm an Xbox player, so we're going to be looking at it on Xbox. I'll be playing on PlayStation 2. Hopefully it's crossplay, but I'll have it on both consoles. But after looking at them, they're pretty much the same controls either way. So on the Xbox end, if you look at the left trigger, that is for our key charge, and the left bumper would be for the revenge counter. So that sounds kind of perfect. Sounds kind of perfect so far. So right trigger is descend, right bumper is ascend. Okay, I like it. Let's look at the standard controls with the top buttons. So descend would be left trigger, ascend would be left bumper. So they pretty much just reversed them, but they did put the guard as the right bumper. I think I might, nope. Going back to classic, guard is B. I like guard being B because games like Dark Souls or whatever, I use B to roll. So I'm kind of conditioned for B to be guard. Key blast is Y, rush chain is Y, step short dash A, rush attack X. I mean, it's perfect, y'all. It's perfect. Rush attack X for the standard controls, key blast is Y, perception is B, short step dash is A. Classic controls, you can't beat them. You can't beat the classic controls. I'm going all classic edition on this one, 100%. Again, not a huge difference there, but just based on how the face buttons work, key charge being left trigger just feels natural to me. So personally for me, I am going to be sticking with the classic just like I do on Street Fighter 6. Next, it says this change in controls will also affect the QTE sequence controls. Oh, I don't know. Yikes. This should have definitely been separate. So standard says, I guess it's a button mash. Does it tell us? Yeah, so standard is a button mash and classic is spinning that stick. Looks like, is it the right stick? You break your sticks doing that. Because you could do it with your thumb or you can go crazy. If you want, you take your hand like that. That definitely weakens up your sticks. So I don't know. I wish I could do classic controls with just a button mash. Oh, QTE. That's going to be a rough one. Hopefully they give us the option to change those because I don't know. All right, so this gives us a look at the standard controls. So you guard. The block button is B. All right, so we already know that. All right, what does it say? Can be orientated with low guard. Oh, so low guard, you press down with the command. Which we are still going B for guard. So short dash. And again, these are the standard controls. We have the ascend or jump. I was thinking I wish you could just use the stick to ascend, but it just wouldn't work based on how the movement is. So, hey, it's how it was in the old game, so I'm sure I can, you can get the hang of it. And then we have our smash attack, which is X. That's holding it down. So you tap X, of course, they just go crazy with punches. Y, that's for our key blast. Rush chain enables to deliver long combos by pressing X once to 4 times. Yes, so you mash that button, you get your combos off. You finish it off with Y or triangle on the PlayStation. And then we got our charge. Hold down that left trigger. Hopefully you can change the color, like when you customize the characters, which we'll get into, but hopefully you can change the color of their key. Understanding battles. All right, so this tells us how to read stats. With its stunning and extremely varied roster, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero offers multiple ways to enjoy battles. Given the many customization options, stats, metrics, and more, let's take a look at the various possibilities the game offers for an amazing player experience. With the game's larger roster, each character comes with their own dedicated stats. But can I edit these stats, or are they already set? How to read stats. So you see the HP. Normally, the higher it is, so if it's higher towards special, that means your special attacks are going to be stronger. Same with combos, so the key in this case would be weaker, and pretty much follows along like that. All right, here we go. So this answers a few big questions. Each character has their own stats tree that can be influenced by customization, so we can customize our characters. If you like to use Mr. Satan, you can boost his health up so he's not at such a disadvantage when you're facing the big Gokus or Vegetas. So this can be influenced by customization, transformation, or current state. It displays the following metrics. Special attack increases the strength of blast and ultimate attacks. HP is the next one. Increasing this stat gives a higher number of hit points. Combo, this increases the damage dealt by combos. That's important. Combos and key damage, very important. Key. High key stats allow the character to perform stronger key blast and or charge their key faster. And attack. This stat increases the power of smash and hand-to-hand attacks. So, these are very similar, but different type of attacks. So you're going to have to really know the way you want to play before you go increasing these stats, because you want to make sure you get what you do most. If you're hand-to-hand straight up in their face, of course, you're going to want to increase the combos. But if you like to stand back and get your attacks off, then you may want to go with special attack and key. I'm really an up-in-your-face type person, so I think that's what I'll go with. Now, the biggest thing we will see today is the customization. In Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, you will be able to customize every character in the game to make them fit with your taste of playstyle. Now we get to some important customization details. Let's look at the outfits. So you can change your character's outfit based on your unlocked costumes, and that makes this game sound even better because I'm a collectionist and I love going through games and unlocking stuff. So if we got a lot of costumes to unlock for all of these characters, come on, y'all. Nothing but time and replay value. Note that this change is only cosmetic and does not have an impact on the character's stats, but can sometimes change the moveset when equipped. Now, I love this and I hate it at the same time, because I don't like when you play these RPG games and you find an ugly helmet, but it gives you the best stats. So I do like the fact that I could wear whatever I want and it won't affect my stats at all, but changing the moveset is kind of tricky, because when it comes to Vegeta, who is my favorite character in Dragon Ball, I love the Final Flash. Favorite move in any of this stuff. So if I want to take off his Dragon Ball Z attire and put on some Dragon Ball Super stuff and it takes away the Final Flash, I would hate to see that. So I would kind of be stuck to using his Dragon Ball Z outfits if that's the case, because I don't care what's going on. I need that Final Flash. That's my finishing move, and I just don't want them to take it away. So hopefully you can kind of turn that off or choose what moveset is equipped to each attire. But that's something we'll have to wait and see, because they don't give us a lot of information on it here. Accessories. You can choose to equip some specific characters with their anime accessories. So that's interesting. Every character won't have accessories. This is only for specific characters. Let's go ahead and continue. To reproduce their famous moves or partially change their look. Halo, Scooter, I think they meant Scouter, or Aura. So I think you should be able to change everybody's aura. So I don't know, maybe it's just specific things to specific characters. Like, of course, Krillin's going to be able to have a Halo, and Saiyan Saga Vegeta is going to be able to have the Scouter. Are you able to put the Scouter on Goku? He had it when he was taken over by Captain Ginyu, so I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see how that works. Type. This defines the additional characteristics, abilities based on character type you selected. So I guess Saiyan, human, I don't know. Again, we'll have to hear more about that. And then you have ability items. You can choose to enhance characters' abilities, speed, strength, HP through capsule customization. So that's what I was talking about earlier. So I am glad they got that in there as well. Y'all listen. Every time I see more about this game, it sounds more and more amazing. Y'all know how sometimes we get like a game and then it takes like 15 years for us to get the next one, and then that next one is underwhelming. I think there is no chance this game is underwhelming, and it will 100% deliver. Based on everything we've seen so far, I don't have to see anything else. I am sold, and I can't wait to get this thing in my hands. How are y'all feeling about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero right now? Let me know in the comment section. But thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Bomb Squad. Poof.